Multimodal transportation is one of the global logistics trends. Today, when the whole world is trying to accelerate its rhythm, various countries are interested to deliver the freights using the combined transportation method in order to make it effective, quickly, and at a responsible price. Hello, we are in China, a homeland of the Great Silk Road, which gains new energy today. I am Oleg Baldirev, and you're watching the program The Route to the Future. The word infrastructure is translated from Latin as below the structure. In thinking of its sense in terms of modern infrastructure, this term reflects its role very concisely. It is a foundation that consists of the 5 basic elements of the governmental development, such as logistics, transit, trade, export capacity, and technologies exchange. The better the infrastructure, the efficient the economic growth is.
Already today, Kazakhstan accounts for 60% of the GDP of all of Central Asia. So having an infrastructure of, whether it's with high-speed telecoms and broadband, whether it's with pipelines, whether it's with roads, whether it's with trains, whether it's airports, having the ability to be able to move people and goods backwards and forwards quickly and smoothly is the single most important part of enabling and guaranteeing that Kazakhstan will be a central part of the world going forward.
Today, Kazakhstan is developing the infrastructure projects. Newly Joly, the national Kazakhstani strategy, and One Belt, One Way under the Chinese initiative. Synchronizing these two programs will allow Kazakhstan to diversify and receive a renewable source of development using the transit. Diversification is the crisis prevention. Infrastructure creation is one of its methods. Sooner or later, all raw materials will finish, but the infrastructure will be used for a long time, ensuring the stable economic growth. Today, China is interested in transiting and finding its effective options. Due to its positioning in the heart of the Central Asia, using its transit potential, Kazakhstan can provide China with the best routes, such as the China-Central Asia, China-Gulf countries, China-Russia, Europe. Therefore, many Kazakhstani infrastructure projects have been implemented and keep on being implemented, considering the global Chinese strategy, One Belt, One Road. We are now at Lianhu Thruway. I doubt you know everything about it, unless, of course, I explain it in details. Liang is made from the word Liangyungang. Ho is abbreviation from Khorgos. This highway is used to deliver the freights from the Chinese port directly to Kazakhstan border. Today, Kazakhstan Transit Hub is being formed in the southeastern part of Almaty region near Khorgos. This transit hub is the unique in the Central Asia. It is destined to become a new generation infrastructure facility that will allow Kazakhstan to more fully implement the trade and logistics potential. Carl Geisen, representative of DP World Logistics Company, discovered this thesis in one of his interviews. Russia is the largest country in the world. India is one of the leaders in terms of population. China has the largest market. Kazakhstan has borders with these countries, and Khorgos is in the center of this route.
This is the central place of Khorgos Gateway. This is the central link of the Silk Road. Over there you see 1, 2, 3 China rail tracks, and over here you see 1, 2, 3 Kazakh rail tracks. These trains go straight to China, these rail tracks go straight to Europe. This is where the East meets the West.
Kazakhstan's created this special economic zone, Khorgos Eastern Gate, at the border with China for this very purpose. This future transit hub is already today strategically linked with its Chinese counterpart, Xi'an Trade and Logistics Park, which is located in the Chinese province of Shanghai. Long distance of 3,200 kilometers does not prevent their active cooperation in terms of transportable freight traffic. Coming up, Khorgos and Xi'an are the logistic borders. Chinese experience in dry port operation. Xi'an International Trade and Logistics Park is the largest continental port of China. Its annual turnover is 120,000 containers. This infrastructure facility is considered unique according to 2 parameters. First, it is dry port, but not a seaport. Second, major transportation arteries of China pass through it, including the Trans-Chinese Highway, which crosses the Kazakhstani border in Khorgos and passes the baton to the International Transit Motor Corridor, Western Europe, Western China. Today, container trains from Kazakhstan do not need to stop in Urumqi for the purpose to pass the long customs procedures. Cargo is directly going to the city of Xi'an, which is located in the center of China, the largest China's dry port. This fact makes it common with the Kazakhstan's Kyrgyz, which has no direct access to the sea, but compensated this geographic aspect by constructing the dry port like Xi'an. In terms of China, the city of Xi'an has the largest railway container terminal. It is the largest distribution center on the economic belt of Silk Road.
Development
of a dry port and improvement of the rail transportation is one of the most important tasks for our province today. We are also aimed to improve operation of the most famous train Chang'an, which moves between the city of Xi'an and Central Asia. Very remarkable event took place on March 26, 2015 in the history of Kazakhstan-Chinese cooperation in the field of rail freight. The container train of 88 railway cars had delivered food to the province of Shanghai. Kazakhstani vegetable oil was a good deal of freight. Aitsu Chinese company bought 2,000 tons of the Kazakhstani vegetable oil and seed rape oil. This company owns the seed rape and sunflowers processing plant. It is located in the territory of Xi'an Dry Port. We receive the raw material, raw oil, which we buy from Kazakhstan by railway. We treat it here at the factory and bottle it in various wares, plastic and glassware. After a qualitative selection analyzing the country potential in cultivation of the oil-bearing crops and flour production, the Chinese company has chosen in favor of the Kazakhstani agriculture products.
知道这个哈萨克斯坦面粉来了以后，然后家里人都说想要把这个面粉尝一下。
When we learned that Kazakhstan sunflower oil and meal will be delivered to Xi'an, me and my relative decided to check their quality in fact. We have cooked noodles, dumplings and meat pockets, and then we understood that the Kazakhstani food is much tastier than the Chinese.
哈萨克斯坦这个面粉的话，就觉得比我们国内的面粉要好很多，非常天然、很自然的这样的一个小麦啊，觉得很不错。
Today's sunflower oil plant is under construction in the North Kazakhstan region by Aitsu Chinese company and Tiansha Mai Kazakhstani company. Chinese investors have already allocated $30 million to implement this project. In the future, the Chinese investors are planning to increase their investment to $100 million. Knowing your devotion to Kazakhstani oil, we would like to make such a symbolic gift, vegetable oil, specially delivered to you from Kazakhstan. Coming up, cast iron, logic of the railway.
Американский профессор Ken Calder,
the American professor, wrote in his best-selling book, The New Continentalism. China is building its infrastructure very insistently from the east coast to the west. For example, the high-speed long-distance railways and super high-voltage transmission lines. China has a number of internal reasons for it. About a century ago, Trans-Siberian Railway was the only way to transport the railway export transportation in Central Asia. Today, consumers have a wider choice of transit route to China and back. Trans-Caspian International Transportation Route is one of them. Freights are accepted along this transcontinental multi-modular route. Once the freight is accepted in our Aktau seaport, it is shipped on the ferry and then forwarded by the railways to Caucasus. First container train, Nomad Express, was launched on this route in December 2015. The train started from the Chinese city of Shijeshi. It took 5 days to pass more than 3,500 kilometers from Dustik station to the Kazakh seaport in Aktau city on the Caspian Sea. After transshipment, in this point, freights were delivered to the outskirts of Baku to Aliyat destination by the ferry.
Как вы думаете, за сколько времени грузовой поезд...
What do you think? How long will it take a freight train to get to Almaty from port of Liangyungang? For reference, the distance between these two geographical points is about 4.5 thousand kilometers. Well, it will take the train 6.5 days only.
6,5 суток.
Currently, 2 container trains depart from Liangyungang port to Central Asia along the Trans-Caspian international transport route on daily basis. One train goes to Almaty, another train goes to Tashkent. In addition to this option, there is a European route. It goes to the German city of Duisburg through Russia. Coming up, logistic zones of the new Silk Road, from Khargos to the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Park. In 2015, 47,000 containers were transported to Europe from China via Khargos, the Kazakhstani Special Economic Zone. Just in 2015, number of the transportation has doubled against that index of 2014. As expected by the experts, by 2017, 200,000 containers will have been shipped from the Chinese city of Liangyungang to Altinkhol, the Kazakhstan railway station, through Khargos Eastern Gate. As expected by the experts, by 2017, 200,000 containers will have been shipped from the Chinese city of Liangyungang to Altinkhol, the Kazakhstan railway station, through Khargos Eastern Gate Special Economic Zone. By 2020, volume of the containers transshipment between 2 major multinational logistics points will have reached 500,000 containers.
International
Logistics Park located in Jiangsu province is the largest logistics project of the countries of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. 60% of all traffic along the so-called Eurasian Bridge runs through this park. This Eurasian Bridge is better known in Kazakhstan as Western Europe, Western China Motor Corridor. This is the Pacific port of Liangyungang. It connects China with the Southeast Asian countries, Japan and South Korea. Besides it, Liangyungang acts as a Eurasian bridge between 2 regions, the Pacific and the Central Asian sectors. There is a way to Europe thanks to this route. This is the main factor considered by the logistics companies from the countries of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. In addition, the existing customs preferences of the SCO Logistics Park facilitate the freight transshipment through Liangyungang Seaport. Liangyungang Seaport does not take any fee for goods storage, even if it is transit freight. Local favorable conditions for the goods movement are very attractive for businessmen. Su Yan, investor and founder of the China's largest international internet platform, sports outlets specializing on sale of cosmetics, clothes and children's articles. We just came here to explore the park and its opportunities, as we believe that the location is comfortable and very preferential for trade with the Central Asian countries. Also, we can transport the items to Europe through some countries. Using this logistics complex, Mr. Yang is planning to establish trade links with Kazakhstan, tap the market and enter the markets of other Central Asian countries in the future, and European markets as well. Coming up, automobile partnership format between 2 neighbors. In the 90s, the Chinese engineering industry development mechanism has just started to take off. But the Chinese economy was driven by this very sector 25 years later. Today, the Celestial Empire provides its products to half the world. A few years ago, the Western manufacturers invested their funds in China. Now China itself is going to invest in engineering in other countries, including Kazakhstan. By the way, 2 assembling plants of the Chinese heavy-duty vehicle brands are already operating in Kazakhstan. One of them is located in Almaty city. In this plant, 5 trucks are assembled. 5 brand belongs to the same name Chinese concern. We've made a quite obvious conclusion that there is no alternative to the Chinese manufacturers. Our goal was just to find one of the most trusted, best in terms of quality, price, and represent it here in Kazakhstan. The second Kazakhstani enterprise based Semey City is assembling the Chinese trucks under the Shakhman brand.
Under
the special agreement from 2013, we cooperate with Semah's Kazakh company. Semah's company is assembling up to 500 trucks a year under our brand. Today, One Belt One Road partnership program has significantly expanded the possibilities for supplying the spare parts for SKD assembly through Xi'an Dry Port. Coming up, a path to the future through the digital economy. Billionaire Jack Ma, China's richest person during his visit to Kazakhstan, offered to build a free virtual road for entrepreneurs. Designations of this road is to create an electronic bridge between Asia, Europe and the United States. According to the businessman, the virtual Silk Road will enable any entrepreneur to develop its business in the language of the digital waves and cloud services.
И облачных сервисов.
Digital economy is one of the optional ways to the future. In the new reality, it is expanding its borders, intruding into all areas of the human activity: economy, trade, bank transactions, public and social services. China makes an emphasis on the digital economy development. Today, the information and communication technologies are implemented under the governmental 5-year program. Development of the so-called high-tech areas is one of its key points. Xi'an High Technologies and Industrial Development Area. This city cannot be called the other way. We'll list the following advantages in favor of this high-tech city. Its area is 500 square kilometers. More than 100 factories are based here, those specialized in information communication and computer technologies. Annual amount of supply abroad is $22 billion. It makes the 5th part of the total export volume of Shanghai province. There are 18 high-tech areas in our province. They are based in different cities. Xi'an High-Tech Area is the first and the key one, as the biggest part of the representation offices and production facilities is based here in Xi'an. We have more than 100 representation offices and production facilities. Creation of the new generation cars, production of energy sector equipment, robotics and cybersecurity systems development are the priority areas of research and development of the Xi'an High-Tech and Industrial Development Zone. All these trends are relevant for the countries somehow involved in the Chinese global initiative One Belt, One Road. Under the economic belt of the Silk Road, China can share its experience and capabilities so that we can move forward together. And we are ready to assist wherever you come from, as we are a kind of think tank specialized on the consultation. According to the Boston Consulting Group, Kazakhstan is the 50th place among the 85 countries in the world in terms of the digital economy. It's a pretty good indicator for a country that became independent 25 years ago only. There are good reserves for the further development of IT technologies in Kazakhstan. The first is the infrastructure that makes it possible to become internet users for more than half the country's population. The second reserve is the creation egov.kz, internet platform which impacts the development of the online public services. These both reserves together pave the way for the Kazakhstani digital economy development. Competence and experience how to make high-level business in the processing industries, in energy, the digital business industries must be acquired through the Silk Road. The path of Kazakhstan to the future that is paved through the development of the infrastructure, creation of the effective transit routes, involve using of a digital format as well. It's not just about the internet, automated control programs and goods control, but also about implementation of the electronic document management system. This operation format makes it more mobile and efficient to move the Chinese goods through Kazakhstan to the following destinations: Central Western Europe, the Gulf countries. As told by one of the Kazakhstani experts, there is no need to wait for the Chinese dragon to fold its wings, as this dragon has left the substitute's bench long time ago and not willing to go back. So, I've got a question. How decline in the Chinese economy we are witnessing today can be justified? With restart. This word is the most suitable to describe the changes occurring here. China's objective is to build a new system of open economy. In this case, our interests match. There's a good reason that China is driven by the initiative One Belt, One Road, and Kazakhstan is driven by the program Joly. That means a path of light. It was the program The Road to the Future. See you along the path that discovers new opportunities to our country.